Hi, this is Ashley, editing Ashley, and I realized that I left out a very important introduction clip. So, for those of you that have been following my channel or following my journey, I am 3 months post VSG, and I just simply wanted to come on and give an update about my experience and where I am now. And so, I could not do that without adding in this intro clip just to let you all know that I was just tired of the same old thing, and I know I needed a change. So I took the drastic step, to get the surgery. I know surgery's not for everybody, and that's okay. But for those of you all that feel like you're being called to change and you need help, and you can't do it in your own strength, I would definitely say talk to your doctor, pray about it, and see if surgery's for you, because it just could be the one thing to start you on the path to change your life.
Quick recap. So my starting weight was 230 pounds. This was a weight on the night before I left to go to my procedure. And I just remember mentally and physically being so ready. There was literally like no fear in me. I was ready to make a change because I was tired of the same old routine. So I simply hopped on a flight after some coordination and some administrative and financial things taken care of. Got to San Diego, California. And after I landed at the airport in San Diego, California, then from there, transportation picked me up, and then they drove me over on into Tijuana, Mexico. Once I arrived in Mexico, my mom and I were escorted or transported to the surgery center, Body Out Surgical Center in Tijuana, Mexico, Dr. Sandy Martinez. The facility was absolutely beautiful. And so I just went there, I got set up everything with my pre-operative test. After I finished, transportation also drove us back to the actual hotel that we were staying in, the Real Inn in Tijuana. And then I had a couple of liquid diets pre-surgery, and this was just the night before surgery. Just getting ready to get some rest, and I was fasting, and I was so ready. So here I am pre-surgery. I've already talked to the doctor, ready to go. They got me all wrapped up and everything, and the rest is history. All right, 3-month weigh-in. You all see it, 197.9. Hello YouTube fam, sorry for the super weird angle. This is my 3-month post-op update, post VSG / gastric sleeve surgery. It's really given, like I already have notes in my phone and everything, but I need to get this video recorded so that it's within the relevant time frame of when it applies. So even though I have very detailed notes, I'm going to try to go off of everything that was in my notes, and if I see that I left something out, then I will, add it to the video. So if I am not directly looking at you all, please forgive me. I am driving, but I need to get this video recorded. So first thing first, my starting weight was 230 pounds, and my current weight per my weigh-in this morning, I'm trying to remember what did it say. I want to say I went from 230 and then it's 198 now. So 32 pounds lost at the 3-month mark, and my surgery was on February 5th, 2026, and it's now May 5th, 2026. So first things first, some pros. First pro is, okay, so I got interrupted by a phone alarm. It happens. First things first, I am not hungry anymore. I literally can honestly say I have not been hungry since the surgery. Now there is a little sensation that I get, but it doesn't feel like how hunger felt. But it's just something in my brain that knows that it's time to give my body some kind of nourishment or nutrition, but it's not like a growling stomach or anything like that. And it just definitely does not feel like hunger. So I still have some kind of cue in my brain to tell me to eat, but as far as my stomach growling, that doesn't happen anymore for me. So that's a plus, because it really does give me the opportunity to stop and think about what I'm putting in my body and what I'm eating, versus like before, I would hit moments where I was just basically ravenous and I just felt like a pit and I could not be, you know, satisfied. It wasn't all the time, but there was moments that were like that. So that's a plus. Let me try to change you all's position. Okay, because I need to stop touching my phone. So yeah, 32 pounds lost. Do I feel like I could have lost more by now? Absolutely yes. There are times where I'll have like sweets or something like that, junk food, if you will, things that are not like following the Mediterranean type diet or healthy. So because I sometimes eat like, and it's only like 6, but I may eat like a 1/4 of a burger and some french fries and things like that, or I may have like a little Debbie cake or something like that. I feel like because of those few decisions for me to eat regular food and not strictly stay on liquid based, that has caused me to not lose as much weight as I could potentially lose. So some lessons learned about that. I definitely feel like the next 3 months going forward, I'm going to be a little bit more intentional about a little less solid food and more liquid based, because I definitely think that will help me. Again, sorry guys, I'm totally in traffic. All right, by any means necessary, I've repositioned you all to hopefully get a better angle. I'm not going to make this extremely long update. And if all goes as planned, if my son will let me, I'll try to take some after photos of like my side profile and show you all before and after. But basically, I have not exercised. I was eligible to exercise right at the 2-month mark. And like I said, this is a 3-month mark. So I'm going to have to start exercising, because I definitely think that'll help me to kind of not be on this plateau where I'm kind of stuck really not losing weight. So that's definitely something I'm going to also have to change. As far as cooking and going out to eat with my family, like, it's really impacted it, right? And I expected that it would, because I find myself in a situation where ordering a normal size entree means one of 2 things. Either, depending on the size of it, it's about to be anywhere from 2 to 4 meals for me, and I may just simply be sick of eating it after like eating it the second time, right? So either that means that scenario, and my husband or my daughter may or may not finish my leftovers, so then food's wasted, or it's a scenario where I'm pretty much ordering something that I wouldn't normally order or don't want, just to be able to share the portion that my husband or daughter ordered, so that food is not going to waste. So it's a lot of opportunities for food waste that presents itself, and you know, it's just kind of one of those like touch or go points, because obviously I never want to intentionally be wasteful. There are people who don't have food, so I always try not to be wasteful, but then there's simply sometimes where I don't want the same thing my husband or daughter is ordering, or me eating a few bites off of theirs will impact them, getting full and satisfied. So that's something that has presented itself as a scenario, and I'm just working through it on a case-by-case basis. I do sometimes deal with, and I don't even know exactly what the term is called, but if I take one too many bites, I literally feel like my esophagus is like full of food. Like, feels like a garbage disposal. Obviously I'm not a garbage disposal, but how I would imagine that it would feel. I feel like my throat is full, and it's very uncomfortable. It just feels like the esophagus, like a tube in my throat, just feels like it's literally full of food. And sometimes I vomit. So obviously it's that fine line, and I've gotten a little better with learning it a little bit by past 2 months. I got a little better. Obviously the first month and a half I couldn't eat, so it took me like 2 weeks to kind of gauge and know, like, okay, you can get 6 bites of this kind of food and you'll be okay. You're in a safe zone, like, come back to it later. So it is definitely has been a learning curve for me. So I've just learned whenever in doubt, just take like 2 or 3 bites and stop. Like, don't even try to get like 6 bites. So because it could be the difference of feeling extremely uncomfortable for several minutes and or throwing up. So that's another part of it that I've encountered. So yeah, I would say those were the biggest things as far as updates. It's, portion size being, a thing. And as far as my skin, I would say my face, has thinned out a lot and is more sculpted from what it used to be. I would say my stomach has definitely shrunk and decreased. However, there are, it's a little bit of loose skin on my stomach on the front part, but I definitely think that's something that will be remedied more if I start exercising. So I definitely think that's that. I took Spoiled Collagen, liquid collagen, for a month. I definitely think that helped me. Now I'm doing some kind of off-brand lymphatic drainage oil drops. I do eventually want to try the Mary Ruth's lymphatic drops, because I've been seeing a lot of people advertise that those really help them to sculpt and stay a little toned. But yeah, I still am super thankful and glad that I made this decision for my life, and that my husband supported me both financially. Yeah, sorry, another alarm. Super excited that I made this decision, and that, to get the surgery, and that my husband supported me emotionally, physically, and financially to back me up on making this decision. We'll see what the future has in store. My goal is, 105-pound loss within a year's time. So again, started off at 230 pounds, and my goal, I'm looking to get to 125 pounds by February 5th, 2027. So, also social events. Sometimes you can go to a birthday party or things like that, and people don't understand. Like, if you've already taken a few bites of food, like I literally don't have the capacity to eat, cupcake or cake. Like, sometimes, like, not even a bite. So sometimes it presents itself to be a little socially awkward, or even at work, because people are like, oh, you're not eating. And so you have to kind of choose whether you want to disclose that you've had surgery and you just simply can't eat that much, or just navigate each of those individual situations. Again, these are things that I already counted up the cost of before I got the procedure done, but as they're playing themselves out, sometimes it's just draining. You just don't want to explain, hey, I had, gastric sleeve surgery, I can't eat that much. It's not that I don't like your food or don't want to participate in the event of eating, but it simply doesn't take me 15 minutes to eat anymore. Like, I'm done in like 5 minutes. I can maybe come back to it, but I'm done initially very quickly now. And then even like going out on dates, date night, it's just a few bites for me, and then I'm there to talk and just enjoy the vibes, because me kind of actively eating throughout the course of, so many minutes of me and my husband's date, no, that's non-existent at this point. And again, I knew that it would be. I'm not surprised. So hope you guys enjoyed this 3-month update. If I can, I will insert my before side shots. I'll insert my before and after weight. If I haven't already, or I may just insert it again. And then if I can, I'll try my best to see if I can get some side profile pictures or whatever of what I'm looking like now. But thanks, men and women, for tuning into my channel. Thanks always for the support. Please remember to give this video a big thumbs up. Please comment down below. Please like this video. Please subscribe to your girl's channel. I'm definitely looking to grow my channel this year. And until next time, bye.